What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? We are back with Alan Wake 2. It is still light outside, so I can play this game. Well, I guess I'm not playing this game live, but I can at least do commentary for it. They get scared if I play it at the nighttime because I'm a giant bitch. What's up, guys? So, oddly enough, the game didn't save exactly where I was at the end of the last video, so I kind of had to replay some. But I came up here, I found a poem, and I also... Let's see here. Mother, may I go outside? May I run and play? I say to you, my daughter, dear, go outside and play, but only in the light of day, and only around the trees so grown, never near the lake, my child, and never may you drown. So yeah, so I found this. I found another cult cache. This is just up the hill from the little cabin that we started last video in, so it's really easy to find.
Yeah.
So I wanted to include these in the video, and also include some conversations back at the nursing home. That's all before we really hop into shit. I'm still torn on this push to make this game. You just saw where we were. But I am so torn on this push to make Alan Wake more of a traditional kind of survival horror game. I don't know, man. I'm still really torn on it. Rifle ammunition. Ooh. Yeah, and to spoil it, we get a rifle later on in this video. It's really cool. Actually, I haven't used it yet, now that I think about it. But yeah, I'm so torn on this combat that we have in this game. Or not the combat. The combat's fine. The combat I very much think is what made Alan Wake so cool. But my frustration is, there's just something about this game that doesn't have that vibe that... It doesn't have that vibe that the first Alan Wake game had. And what I mean by it doesn't have the vibe that the first Alan Wake game had, the first Alan Wake game kind of... It felt like like you were playing a horror TV show. You know, it kind of... the studio kind of did the same thing when they made Quantum Break, which, BT dubs, I still say I want Quantum Break to come back. I want a sequel to that game. Yeah, totally miss. But yes, I keep saying it, man. I want Quantum Break. I want that to come back for a sequel. But, the actual important bit that I'm trying to get at here is that Alan Wake just, to me, felt like it had a style. It felt like it had a style to it that separated it from Resident Evil, that separated it from Silent Hill, that separated it from just from other horror games. And to me, there's something about this game's horror. So I'm just whiffing all these shots. There's just something about this game's horror to me that just feels so generic. And, you know, it pains me to say that as a guy who has been wanting Alan Wake 2 for the longest time. I have been wanting a sequel to Alan Wake. Because I loved the shit out of Alan Wake. But yeah, I will say, to give this game credit where it's due, its combat is super fun. And what I mean by what I love the most about its combat, I don't think you get it in those small little fights like we just had, but when the game gets really dark and you're getting swarmed and there's enemies coming at you from all these different sides, it almost feels suffocating.
I can use this charm.
Almost like you're... I'm trying to think how to describe it. It's almost like you're... Okay, so this one adds a charge to her flashlight, and compared to everything else, I'm good. I don't want to swap out. But yeah, it almost feels like you're...
This is your home. You don't need to
like your sight is being focused down to the head of a pin. You know, you're getting chased by everything, like you just want to get to the next like little spot of light to get a quick breather. There's something about that really is cool that they were able to recreate in this game. But again, it's just the general tone of this game to me just feels just off compared to the first one. And it sounds like I hate it, and I don't. I don't want to say I hate this game. It's just I feel it's a step back from the original Alan Wake. And again, part of me thinks it's because of Control, which I still don't think was very good.
Hello there. Saga Anderson.
Eipä siinä. Name won't make the man worse. Even a Swedish name. I'm Ahti.
Anything good on that jukebox?
We try to do good, but only Prime comes out. Music from my Swedish brothers, old gods of Asgard. My pals, the Perkele Vikings. Perkele.
Do you know where I could find the Andersons?
Oh, you can never know where. Only a seaman can know that. But even the
There's a joke about seamen.
can know everything.
Fair enough. Thanks anyway. Were you in the band?
Minäkö? No. Perkele saatana, en ollut. Not so much sweet that it fills the whole stomach. But we have shared a stage or two.
Wait a minute, this song that's playing, wasn't that song that was played during the first game? That was what gave Alan the hint to go find the Andersons. And something about the clicker. It's been a while since I played the first game, but that song played in the first
When
one.
was the last time I visited? Let's see exactly what she thinks she remembers.
Oh, it's been years. We were all so sad when you left. After the accident.
Oh, fuck this. My daughter didn't drown. You're remembering wrong. She's at home watching Night Springs with her father.
Mm-hmm.
It's useless. I need to stop the story. What's in the wellness center?
Oh, that's where we provide our health services to the residents. We have a rehab facility, dining area, and beds for special round-the-clock care. To stay young, stay limber.
Okay. Now we are back to the base, to the where we left off in the last video. Talked to Odin about Thor.
This will put a
hate
smile
this.
back
I hate
on
this.
your face, my dear.
Sorry?
Demon game.
She's one of them.
See, what I
There
thought
must
was
be an
really
overlap
cool.
here somewhere.
Walking up, you kind of notice that that the water in that in the water cooler there is kind of acting up, shall we say?
I shouldn't interrupt him.
But you start seeing it start bubbling, and you're like, well, what's going on with that? And then it's just bleh.
What else? Ever since they sealed the bunker, it's been a hot spot for teens. The Ocean View Motel and Spa, they call it. Ironically, I believe. They go there to enjoy their beer and their vapes, electronic cigarettes.
Their beer and their vapes and their electronic cigarettes. I agree. I think electronic cigarettes need to be make them illegal. Smoke cigarettes like an adult. Seriously though, don't smoke cigarettes. I'm not suggesting it. And fuck you, Adi.
Forbidden for your own safety. Time is long for those who wait, but in the end, stand the test.
Sheesh. Didn't see you there.
That is not the first time that he is going to do that to me, where he just pops up out of nowhere. The bastard. Oh, I love Adi, but oh my god, he scares the shit out of me in this game. You know, while I was running around here, I kind of found out that you can't use your healing items while in this kind of safe zone because you can't use your guns or anything like that, but you also can't use healing items, which is an odd decision, in my opinion. And back from the bathroom. See, I like this method of recording, because now granted I didn't have to share with you that I just got back from the bathroom. That's kind of gross, but hey, you know what? That's my style. It's a style choice. But no, I like this style of recording that I can, if I have to get up and take a break, I don't have to necessarily say, hey, I gotta stand up and step away for a moment or whatever. Even though now I'm explaining it and it's going longer. My brain hurts. Okay, so what I am doing here is trying to find my way into the wellness center. It's a pretty easy way to get into the wellness center, but I'm sort of just running around outside seeing what there is to do.
Can't open this with my bare hands.
I need bolt cutters or something for those.
Vote Mayor Setter to sit in office.
I mean, this is gonna be a weird sentence, I'm sure, but does the whole thing about a setter to sit, like, do the tenses there make anyone else's brain go, wait a minute, what? And we can't get in those doors. I will say, I do think this video, we'll see it later, has the most disturbing enemy we have seen in this game yet. It's not hard to beat, but it is really creepy.
Mandy May and Norman said Tor is hurt. Why didn't you mention that earlier?
Oh, you mean the little bump on his noggin? It's nothing. The residents like to exaggerate.
Uh-huh. I need to check Tor's room.
I mean, we
Tor's
already
in the wellness center,
already
isn't he?
did.
No, he's... Well, yes, but you really shouldn't go in there right now.
I'm gonna need you to unlock the door. This is FBI business.
It's just... There's some things that, Yes, okay. I'll let you in.
Thank you, Rose.
Watch out for puddles. You can hurt yourself in the dark.
Right. Thanks. That lady is a walking red flag.
Be careful and hurt yourself in the dark. Like, oh, thank you. That didn't make me suspicious of you at all. See, kind of back to what I was saying earlier. This wellness center, they nail the ambiance. But again, it doesn't feel, it feels generic horror or Resident Evil. It doesn't feel Alan Wake. And I don't know how to describe
Odin
Alan
needs help.
Wake.
But from what? Is he turning into a Taken?
You know, it's psychological horror, but it's not psychological horror in the same way that Silent Hill is. And it finds this weird middle ground between just pure, you know, just your regular kind of horror, like,
Empty. Be ready, Saga.
you know, your regular kind of horror, kind of like your Resident Evil type, you know, horror movie horror. And then you have your psychological horror like Silent Hill. The first Alan Wake, I think, found a really nice balancing act. And I just think this game, man, it slides too much into just generic kind of Resident Evil horror. And like I said, this wellness center is actually really cool. It has a really neat ambiance to it. But it just kind of falls short.
Hello? Tor? It's Saga Anderson.
I'm just standing there ready for that door to bust down. You know, I don't think I noticed it when I was playing it, but the music or the sound effects in the background, I feel like are just a little too much. I don't know. I just feel like there could be a little bit of subtlety with those, but they're a little too in your face sound wise. Maybe if you disagree.
Tor Anderson had lightning in his veins. This was rock and roll, baby. That Weaver girl had cast a spell on him. Tor would do anything she'd ask. Tor deserved this. Tor wanted this. She wanted the song, a gift. He had to get it for her. Afterwards, it was too late. Tor swung his hammer in frustration. The spark was gone. Black liquid clogged his mind. A bad trip. Tor fought it. He was strong. He'd never be taken. But the darkness could still drown him. Tor needed to warn someone. It was all happening again. Tom was back. Coming back. Tom would need help too if he was going to make it. But the brothers were too old to stop at this time. Tor had called someone. Someone who could help. The name escaped him. Drowned beneath dark water.
You know what? I think I kind of figure... I think I have what is bugging me about the tone of this game. I think it takes itself a touch too seriously. And I think the same thing about Control. And maybe you'll completely disagree with me on Control, because again, people love that game. It just, something about it, man, it's hard to explain. Just never clicked with me. But I think I figured out what the tone, the fact that the tone is a little too serious.
He's hurt pretty bad, but he tore off his bandages. Why?
At least with the Saga stuff, you know, because like the section where we got the Alan Wake dance number with the live action stuff, that was silly and fun. But I mean, look back in the first game when you had that when Thor and Odin were having their little concert, you know, doing all the pyrotechnics and stuff to help you fight the Taken. You know, on their farm.
Must be locked.
It was
from the other
goofy,
side.
but it was so much fun. I think what Alan Wake did was it was able to channel the weirdness. Oh, hey, Tor, how you doing?
Tor, wait! It's me!
Great. What I think what the first Alan Wake game was able to do was it was able to channel that kind of the weirdness, the randomness that was stuff like Twin Peaks, which this game is clearly, which the first game really kind of drew a lot of inspiration from. You know, with its whole thing of night falls and whatnot. It was very much a Twin Peaks reference. And I think every game since then, Remedy has been trying to kind of do this. It has been trying to recreate that model. Maybe not so much with Quantum Break, because Quantum Break was played pretty straight, but with Control and God, fuck that woman. God damn it. See, I said the same thing with Saga as soon as that happened. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. But yeah, I really think that there's something about these games that I think they take themselves a touch too seriously, given what I think I'm trying to think of the word. What I think their sort of origin point is, being like Twin Peaks, where yes, it plays for this uncanny horror, but at the same time, what makes them so fun is that they're a little silly. And I don't...
Tor left the wellness center.
And yeah, and I just don't think this game...
Tor is being targeted. He needs help.
This game or Control had enough of that. It was... as I described it, I feel like they're weird for just trying to be weird, because it's like, well, that's what we're known for, is having these kind of weird, surreal moments. Like, well, okay, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like there's a lot of heart to those moments, like there was in the original Alan Wake. Although, again, that dance number, I can't be mad at. That dance number in Alan's section of the game was really fun. that I will give them. That was really fun. But again, that was my big issue with not Alan Wake, with Control, is just I found that game so just man, I'm trying to think how to describe how I felt about Control, because it's a game. I didn't hate it. It just did not draw me in. I would kind of describe it as I was playing Way of the Ronin. That Souls-like samurai game that came out not too long ago. I did a couple of videos for it on the channel, and I'm probably not going to return to that game. I think that one I'm just going to let fall into obscurity. But I would like to go back and play it more myself, because I didn't hate it.
This door needs a knob.
But at the same time, I can sit here and go, it just didn't connect with me. Yet I've talked to a lot of people who've actually very much enjoyed the game. So.
Computer.
That's kind of how I would describe Control for me. I can see quality here. It's just not for me.
Day, then month. He uses European formatting.
Okay, so this is kind of important because essentially you need to take the circled dates here and put them into the computer and use them for computer passwords. And that the day then month, the European formatting is kind of important to
password.
explain how this works.
And a warrant, technically. But hey, desperate times.
We're dealing with supernatural shit, Saga. We don't need the warrant. We're about to move into a fast-forwarded section, just so I can...
The Koskela brothers aren't just in the cult. They're its damn leaders.
That makes me sad, but I still love them. See, right, if you caught it when it said the day after the next new moon, I thought that was a hint to the password, but no, the password is one of the circled dates. You don't have to. I want to say it's July 17th. I think it might be August 7th. No, it's August 17th. I believe is the date. We'll see once we get it figured out. There we go. Going to the case board because, yeah, we see we can get the door open.
I need to figure out the password.
So yeah, I kind of started overthinking it at this point. You can see why I'm fast forwarding through this, just to speed it up a little bit. Just because it just took time of me going back and forth, checking the... Me going back and forth, checking the calendar and everything.
And the doors are open.
Oh yeah, I'm reading the little riddle on where the doorknob is.
There's Tor. And he's out of his mind. Need to
Boogie,
get to
boogie,
him.
boogie, just kicking chairs. I love how his Thor's hammer is just a regular, just construction hammer. Makes me laugh. That's horrifying. Really, this section, I will give them this, even though I was talking about how the ambiance and stuff like that was kind of bugging me. I do think they do nail this section, though. It is very well done for what they're trying to accomplish with it. It is fucking excuse me. Fucking terrifying for really not making you fight enemies. They do a really good job of just staging this area. So, you know, credit where credit is due, I suppose. Oh my god, I wanted to say something and I can't remember what I wanted to say. This is going to bug the shit out of me. Oh yeah, I think I saw that the next Dragon Age game finally got announced. We finally got a trailer for it.
Ilmo was nervous. His palms were clammy.
Knees
He lowered
weak.
his phone.
Mom's spaghetti.
Mulligan isn't picking up. Yako shook his head, pointed at his own phone. Same with Thornton. Ilmo didn't like it. No one was answering the phone at the workshop in Watery either. Something was up. It had to be the writer. Had to be. The Koskela brothers were crouching in the bushes across from the Elderwood Palace Lodge, its light shining in the night. They couldn't wait any longer. The brothers knew Saga was in Watery visiting her trailer. Going now was their only chance to do this without hurting her. Ilmo stood up in a crowd of deer masks, looked his way. Okay, this is it. The writer is the target. Take him down and it's all over. Only shoot the Fed if you have to. This is our big moment. We watch in the night. The crowd murmured the chant back to him. Ilmo turned his face to the hotel. He could see Saga's partner in the window. Ilmo slapped his brother on the shoulder. The brothers donned their masks. The cult of the tree was ready.
So yeah, as I was saying there, I think that I saw that we finally got a new trailer, an announcement for the next Dragon Age game. If your question is, oh AJ, have you watched it? Nope. Because frankly, and this depresses me, I just don't care. Because I want to care. I really want to care about the next Dragon Age game. Because, frankly, I liked Dragon Age 2. I know, oh my gosh, you like Dragon Age 2. Yes, I get Dragon Age 1 is the far superior game. But I still like Dragon Age 2. And I liked Inquisition. But they have taken so much time in between games, not to mention their failed little attempt to join the live service model with Anthem, that I just really don't have a lot of faith that this game is going to be anywhere close to good. Which, again, depresses me that all these, like, big franchises that I'm like, man, if you told me, like, a couple of years ago, hey, there's, you know, you're finally going to see stuff for the next installment in these great franchises that you used to love, I'd be so excited. I'm not anymore. And I know, I don't want to. I don't like getting into the whole AAA gaming is dead and nobody can make anything good anymore. Because I don't think that's true. I don't think the only good stuff is coming out of indie developers. But there is something to be said that a lot of big studio projects, especially with this one being connected to EA, I don't have a lot of faith in, if I'm being completely honest. So essentially what I'm doing here, I'm just trying to make room in my inventory for the rifle. I am carrying a whole bunch of, I don't want to say superfluous stuff, but I am carrying a little too much. Oh, and I'm also going to have to double back here because I don't empty enough of my inventory. Yeah, man, I think the only, like, really big titled project that I'm super excited for, that I still actually need to see the new trailer for, is Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm really pumped for that. after I really got into Monster Hunter World. It got me excited for that. If anybody's question is, well, AJ, did you play the one that originally came out on Switch? What the hell was it called? I know it came out on other platforms as well. For some reason, though, I just cannot remember the name of it. I own it on Switch, and I want to like it. I don't know, maybe I need to play it on PS5 or something, because the frame rate when I played it on Switch was... I don't know how to describe it, but it hurt my eyes. And I think the frame rate was just really weird. Maybe I'm wrong, but it didn't click with me in on the Switch. But like I said, but seriously though, I am super pumped for Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm really excited to see what they're gonna how they're gonna build on what they did with Monster Hunter World. So I'm really excited for that. So I think that's right now the big game that I'm super pumped for, and that's still not coming out till 2025. Though, frankly, 2025 is going to have that and Death Stranding 2. Supposedly, it's going to have Death Stranding 2. Which just makes me a happy boy. Because that's going to give me 2 massive games to play around with and have just a shitload of fun with. So, I'm pretty pumped for those.
Shit!
And here is Nightmare Fuel. So he shoots darkness at you, and he's 2 creepy dudes standing on top of each other.
Fuck.
And then he goes back to just being a regular body. I do really like that enemy. That is really cool.
Need to catch up with Tor.
But yeah, finishing up that my thought process there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what all is coming out late. I need to double check my release dates and everything for an idea of what I need to start getting excited for the rest of the year. Because sorry, somebody just turned the hall light on looking for one of my dogs, trying to give him food. And she just walked right past it. Pippa, come on. I don't think she knows what to do. The food isn't where it needs to be, and she's scared. Oh gosh.
Tor Anderson, you come out of here this minute. That water is bad for you. Tor, wait!
And there's a thumbnail if anybody wants to give me shit. Why is it so blurry?
I know it's you.
Because it's cool.
This kind of behavior is not okay.
But it is blurry. And he gets sucked into an overlap. Man, I gotta get this video finished. We gotta have a storm roll in.
Where did Tor go?
Explains why my dog's in my
What on earth do
room.
you mean, Saga? Tor is resting in the wellness center. Remember?
What? We both saw him go into the pond.
Okay.
Are you fucking with me? Or is this the story again?
Now,
Yes.
now. Let's cool it with the language.
She's clearly lying to me. Why?
Yeah, my dog hides in my room. When it thunderstorms, she gets scared.
Rose watched.
But
Tor
we've
go
had
into
some
the pond.
nasty storms the last couple weeks, and we keep losing power, so I want to make sure I
The
can at
secret
least get
mission
a...
for Alan's number
Unlike
one
yesterday, I
thing.
can get a second video up.
The hero will say Wake has returned. We're all characters in his story. Gee whiz.
I'm not his fucking character. But I can use that phrase to make Rose stop lying to me. Wake has returned. Cynthia took Tor. What happened to her?
When the darkness touches your head, your bookshelf gets shuffled. I put her lamp in the shoebox. What do you call a lamp lady without her lamp?
Is Rose talking about Cynthia or herself? Or both? Rose. Wake has returned.
Oh my god. You're the hero! You're here to save Alan! I feel so silly for trying to keep you out of the wellness center. I locked Tor in
I really
Alan
like
after we
her. I don't know
lost
what
him.
it is, but
didn't know what you
I
gave
really
her.
like Rose.
Before I forget, here's the page Wake told me to give you. Oh, and you'll need my keys to get around.
Saga jabbed the selector on the jukebox, the missing record in its place. Saga couldn't have found it without Odin's help. A light bloomed in through the garden window.
The horror story beat me to Tor. I have to rescue him. The key to this overlap is an old Gods of Asgard record. Odin will know more. Tor disappeared into the pond. It's another overlap. Has to be. How do I get inside?
I love that picture of him just going, yeah, into the pond.
The page says the record will open the overlap. Or is the page predetermining it? Am I just playing into the story? The page mentions a missing record. Do you know where it is, Odin?
Driven by passion, raging like a storm. Your grandfather made the song to apologize to your mother, Freya, and to you. Tor's like a storm. Your mother did the right thing, leaving with you, even if it broke your grandfather's heart. And mine. Listen to the song, Saga. It's all there. Tor only had one record made. He keeps it in the museum.
Odin knows my mom's name. He's saying my mom took me away when I was still a baby. Plausible.
I don't know what it is about
Stay on
Tor and
task.
Odin, but I
The
love
record
them.
is in the museum.
Yeah, they're kind of ridiculous, but they're also kind of fun. But again, their creation in the first game. Does anybody see? Yeah, you see a shadow just kind of appear and disappear out there in the distance, like out by the front door. It was really kind of hard to see. I'm not sure if anybody caught it. It freaked me out. But yeah, I mean, the creation of Thor and Odin in the first game were just really, again, just kind of goes to that just kind of goofy tone that I think the first game had.
His vision hazy, smudged. He felt weighted down by an ocean of dark water. Through the haze, he made out Saga. Odin felt useless. He wished he could tell Saga how his silly faces made her smile when she was young. Too young to remember. Odin used to joke that Thor was her grandfather, but he was the Allfather. He smiled at the memory. Odin was the kinder of the Anderson brothers. Thor lacked patience, more volatile. The brothers fought a lot, but they were inseparable. Now Thor was missing, dragged into darkness. Odin could feel it. Time was running out for both of them.
So the rest of this, we're pretty much just running around grabbing any anything that we had left here in the nursing home. Ah, fuck you, lady.
Anger's remorse. This is the one. But it's gone. Cynthia has the record. She will tell me where to find it.
Excuse me. Stop with this musical build-up. There's no point to it.
Wheeler set up a foundation with the sales of their greatest hits album. He used the cash to build a nursing facility. The old men deserved it. An old manor in Bright Falls. Wheeler hired a contractor to have it refitted as an old folks' care home. At this point, Wheeler felt good about himself. He had a heart of gold. No need to feel guilty. Wheeler left the work to the contractor and returned to New York City. He had done his part. It was time to turn over a new leaf. The contractors figured out Wheeler was gone for good. They took the money and ran. When the fall rains came, the leaks started appearing.
Anger's remorse is missing. Who took it?
Our shame becomes the pale horse. Oh, Tor. Bro. Tor's love for you is in that song. That's why Cynthia wants it, to ruin him. She made Tor lust after her. We fought one scratching hag years ago. Now he's fallen for another, and we might lose him for good. One less Anderson.
That isn't going to happen. Cynthia has Tor in the overlap. Anger's remorse is the key to get there. I need to make Cynthia reveal its location. Cynthia targeted Tor specifically. Why him?
Deal with the nasty Anderson fellow. His heart was broken. Cancelled. Leaks started appearing. It was too late. Shut her out of her own case.
The Dark Presence is using Cynthia to keep me from talking to Tor. Where is Anger's remorse now?
He is a young girl in love. A rock and roll twin. The shadows to come alive. A gift. An on-off death wish.
She has the record. I can get it out of her. Anger's remorse. Where is it, Cynthia?
Drowned beneath dark water. Too many hands. The bathroom frightened her. Cut short. She screamed. An old folks' care home.
The Anger's remorse record is in Cynthia's room. In her bathtub.
Trying to think what exactly. Oh, right. Okay. We're finding where the
a pond.
Where the record is off of that
Here.
that profiling.
Cynthia took the record and I brought it back.
Dude, I still think the whole concept with the whole profiling thing, they could have made it more interactive. Like they could have done something with it. Again, it's the they had a really cool, fuck you.
Keyfob's no good without power.
They had a cool concept but failed, and fuck you, Audie.
Crying in the dark place. What has been has gone. But trouble doesn't look like this. You can go to the basement and check the generator. But look out. You can never know in which tree the devil sits.
The basement. Thanks.
Alright guys, this is where we're going to call it quits for today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can find me over on social media. All that stuff is down in the description below. Like, comment, you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more next time. But until then, I'm out.